Hello spirit people, welcome to session 3 where I'm going to be explaining vodka. In this video you will learn what is vodka. In the previous video we talked about cognac and pot still distillation and importance of post distillation operation for cognac. For vodka we'll be talking about continuous distillation, and vodka can be altered post-distillation, but it's not as complex as it is for cognac. So my point is, if you didn't watch cognac video, watch it. So we'll talk about what is vodka, column still distillation, and types of vodka. And we will also have a quiz on the end to test your knowledge and understanding. So let's go. So vodka. The definition of vodka is that it can be produced anywhere in the world, and any raw material, plant-based, can be used. What defines vodka being vodka is the distillation strength. So vodka, by law, in order to be defined as vodka, needs to be distilled to minimum 95 or 96% alcohol, based on where it's sold. What makes vodka is the distillation strength. Raw materials that can be used, any, but the most traditional ones are grains and potatoes, grains like barley, wheat, and rye. Fermentation takes place after the sugar has been made, so we'll not really, in this session, we'll not explain the processing of the raw materials. It's not really important at this point. We'll be talking about processing grains like barley when we talk about whiskeys, specifically Scotch whiskey. So after we process any kind of raw materials that we use, the fermentation takes place, produces low alcohol strength, low alcohol. And then we use that alcohol to distill it. And vodka is distilled through continuous still. I'll explain you how continuous still works. And it needs to be distilled to minimum 95 or 96% pure alcohol. So it means that out of 100% of the liquid, 95 or 96% is pure alcohol. This high strength gives a light, neutral aroma. So what you need to understand with continuous distillation is that it produces very high, almost 100% pure alcohol, but that it has low flavor intensity. It produces basically neutral spirit almost. Usually vodkas are unaged, and they need to be watered down, usually to around 40% alcohol, in order to be palatable, not to burn your palate. Even though vodkas are considered neutral, there are vodkas that are more characterful, which means that you actually can recognize the raw materials that they're made from. So these are more kind of sipping vodkas, just to enjoy them on their own, where majority of the vodkas are neutral and are more better usage for them is in the cocktail making. Column still is the still that is used for vodka distillation. This is how column stills look like. So they're like huge, long, tall tubes that produce very highly rectified or highly high alcohol spirits. So if you can see here, for example, all this kind of round windows, this is behind this round window, you can actually see how the column still looks inside. So this is what you can see on this picture here. So this is the inside of the column steel, and the way that these column steels are produced they produce continuous distillation. So all these plates that you can see here, they're stacked up on top of one another, and the heat comes from the below, and on each of these plates they're plates that actually have holes inside where the vapor can pass through, but the liquid cannot, and the liquid actually goes back through these holes. So the holes on the plate are for the vapor to go up, and then the tubes that are on the side is for the liquid to go back. So what happens on each plate? There's a mini distillation happening. So basically, the top of the still is where the liquid comes out, and the only liquid that comes out is the one that is 95-96% pure alcohol. So in order for the liquid to go all the way to the top, it's only the purest alcohol that gets removed from the still. All the rest that is not 95 or 96% proof stays in the still. And you need to understand these are huge amounts of liquid and alcohol that is fed into the continuous still. And you get highly rectified pure alcohol of 95-96%. Ready for the quiz? All right. So, which raw materials can be used to make vodka? Only grain, only potatoes, any raw material, only grapes. The correct answer is C. Any raw material will do. Which two raw materials are considered traditional for vodka? Grapes and cane, grains and potatoes, agave and grain, rice and molasses. The correct answer is B. Grains and potatoes. Vodka is typically distilled to approximately 40, 60, 95 or 96, 100% ABV. The correct answer is C, 95 or 96% ABV. ABV is alcohol by volume. So 95, 96% means out of the 100% of the liquid, 95 or 96 is actually pure alcohol. Because of its high distillation strength, vodka typically has a pronounced oaky aroma, light neutral aroma, fruity sweet aroma, smoky aroma. The correct answer is B, light and neutral aroma. Is vodka aged in oak? Always, sometimes for minimum 1 year. No vodka is unaged, only premium vodka. The correct answer is C, no, vodka is unaged. Which of the following is generally true of vodka's flavor profile? Highly aromatic and complex, dry with smooth texture, sweet and syrupy, smoky and peaty. The correct answer is B, dry with a smooth texture. A high distillation strength, such as that used for vodka, is generally associated with a more pronounced aroma, a lighter, more neutral aroma, sweeter taste, a darker color. The correct answer is B, a lighter, more neutral aroma. Which of these spirits is typically distilled to the highest strength? Cognac, whiskey, vodka, and rum. The correct answer is C, vodka. True or false, vodka must be made from grain? The answer is B, false. Vodka can be made from any plant-based raw material. What best describes vodka's raw material rule compared to spirits like cognac or tequila? It has a defined single raw material. It has no restriction. Any raw material may be used. It must come from a defined region. It must be made from molasses. So the correct answer is B. It has no restrictions. Any raw material may be used. Spirit people, let me know how well you did, and stay thirsty and wise.